This is Tokyo Scramble. Welcome to the channel, or welcome back. For all my subscribers who've made it this far through lessons 1, 2, and 3, give yourselves a pat on the back. You're doing awesome. I hope this isn't too difficult. I hope you're having fun with it. I want to just give you a little word of encouragement. I haven't told you too much about my own personal story, but just to give you a little tidbit of information right here. I was a Japanese language learning student who took the classes and did the textbooks. I tried that for 2 years. After 2 years, I learned just enough to know how to read hiragana and katakana and knew the basic functions of the participles, and I could conjugate suru on a good day. I wasn't that good. I was probably the worst in the class. And what really did it for me was when I quit all of that, quit the textbooks, and I started reading manga. After I started reading manga, everything started clicking for me. My language skills just took off, went through the roof. I went from the worst in the class to the best, and after that, I didn't even need the classes, to be honest. I could self-study myself to fluency. So while the road ahead may seem long, I promise you that I'm not a special human being. If you follow the same process that I did, I can almost guarantee that I don't know if you have the exact same results, but you're going to definitely have some really great, amazing results. So if this is your first time to the channel, this is your chance to get in on the action. Subscribe now. Follow me to the end of this manga. We're all reading Blackjack ni Yoroshiku by Sato Shuho, which is a copyright-free manga you can download for free in the link in the description below. Also, I've been updating a Google Doc in the description. I have that link below as well. Every lesson, I add a new tab. This is lesson 3, so we're up to 3 tabs. Lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3. Stick with us, learn the new vocab, learn the new grammar, and then give me your feedback if you have any questions, comments, anything like that. I love hearing from you guys. So, without further ado, let's get through this. This is lesson 3. Here we go. Okay, here we are in lesson 3 of Blackjack ni Yoroshiku by Sato Shuho, a copyright-free manga. Let's see, before we get started, there was one grammar point from last time that I didn't really feel I did justice to. That is, let's see, right here. So, I realized that after I explained manabi and manande, I didn't actually tell you the most important difference between those two things was the fact that manabi is more formal and manande is less formal. But what I was trying to explain to you is that, manabi, it sounds a lot more intelligent, it sounds a lot more formal, and it also kind of forces things to flow together, just the feeling overall. So you'll hear manabi a lot in like a practice speech, maybe for like a graduation ceremony or you're at your friend's wedding, or something that's well practiced and flows well. If you use something like manande might be something that you use in spoken speech where you're actually trying to buy yourself some time to think. It's an easy place to kind of break the sentence at the verb at the kind of the end of that section of the sentence. Igaku o manande Ishi kokka shiken ni. Okay, so manabi is kind of the formal form. Moving on. Okay, your homework from last time was this part. So here these guys are, the 2 doctors in training in the mess hall, getting some food. Alright, let's read through this together. Okay, here we go. はあ、手術の後でうまそうに飯を食ってる自分がやだ。なあ、斉藤。俺はこのままでは人の心をなくしてしまう。Okay, let's break that down. So this was part of your homework. Let's see if we can talk to the meaning. Ha just means ah. Shujitsu, this is surgery. 手術の後で after surgery うまそうに we did earlier in the lesson we did a different type of so which was something like takaso or like it looks expensive or what was it? I forget. It was up here. Do you remember? Like takaso, samuso. It looks like that. Yeah. So umaso, umai, umai is a different way of saying, kind of like a less formal way of saying oishi, like it something tastes good. Umai can also mean like jozu, like really good. In this case, since we're talking about food, umai means oishi. It means tastes good. So umaso ni, eating as in a way that it looks like really delicious, like eating like, oh, it's so good, it's so good. Umaso ni meshi. Meshi is a informal way, kind of like a slang way of saying food. So meshi means like gohan, food. We don't, in Japanese we wouldn't just say like the literal word for like food would be like tabemono. But when you're talking about food, you can say gohan, which technically does mean rice, but it's referring to food, basically, to a meal. Gohan is like a meal. And meshi is another way of saying like gohan, which means food, kind of like slang. So, umasou ni meshi o kutteru. Ku is a informal way of saying taberu, to eat. So all of this is just informal spoken Japanese. If you were to say this in like more proper Japanese, it might sound something like oishisou ni gohan o tabeteru. Tabeteru jibun ga yada. So, but it says umasou ni meshi o kutteru jibun ga yada. So jibun is another one of those words that's referring to yourself. And this one literally means self, myself. So myself that is eating this food in the way that looks so delicious is yada, is I really don't like it. That's basically what's going on here. So, from the top, 手術の後でうまそうに飯を食ってる自分が嫌だ. I really hate myself for being able to eat a meal just like it's nothing, like it's just regular, like it's delicious even after surgery. And he says, nah, it's just like, hey, nah, Saito, remember that's his name. Ore wa, remember ore is a masculine informal way of saying me, I. Ore wa konomama. Konomama is just like this. So if you just continue like this, if you just do like this, just like this. Konomama or sonomama, just like that, are very, very common words. So konomama, just like this. Sonomama, just like that. Like you can tell a girl you're perfect, sonomama. Like mo sonomama kanpeki, you're perfect, just the way you are. Ore wa konomama de wa hito no kokoro o nakushite shimao. Let's unpack this a little bit. So I feel like if I keep going just like this, then I'm going to lose my humanity. Literally it says hito no kokoro, like a person's heart, like a human heart. But he's basically saying, like, I feel like I'm going to lose my humanity if I keep going like this. if we break this down, just to show you this last part, なくしてしまう。なくしてしまう。Shimao can mean a couple of different things, but it usually like emphasizes a negative. In this case, it's emphasizing like something negative happening. So he's losing his humanity, and he's emphasizing that it's bad. Nakushite shimao. Shimao also has another use that can mean kind of like doing something ahead of time. Like getting it done early, getting it done ahead of time, getting it done with some initiative. But it can also mean, based on context, emphasizing kind of like something negative happening. So if I said something like, if there's like some food or something, like we were just talking about meshi, right? So if there's like some food and we have a little bit of time before we leave the house or something, you could say like the food, like そのご飯を食べてしまえば? Like, why don't you just eat it? Just eat it now. Just eat it now and we'll go. 食べてしまえば? Just eat it now. But you can also use the same shimao, for example, like, 食べてしまった. I'm so sorry I ate the food. 食べてしまった. So shimao. I'll put this in the grammar point, so please check it out. Moving down. Okay. Let's finish the scene. 何言ってんだよ。日本の医療を支えてるのは僕たちなんだぞ。There's a lot of really, really, really super important spoken Japanese grammar in this little part. So pay attention to this. In the last lesson, we talked about replacing the letter, or replacing ru with n. If you guys remember that. So here, like, let's go back to that last one. Where did it go? Ichi. There we go, right here. If you guys remember this one, where we said, 注射するのにいちいちそんな顔すんな. This and this すんな. If you remember, we took するな, don't do it, a very strong don't do it, and we replaced the ru with n. The same thing is happening down here, just a different sentence. So this is actually 何言っている. And this is actually kind of like a 言ってるの. 言ってるの. 何言ってる. 何言ってんだよ. Like, what are you talking about? Is basically what it's saying. So, man, what are you talking about? 何言ってんだよ. 何言ってんだよ. What are you talking about? 日本の医療を, you guys should remember this one. Japan's medicine. This was at the first lesson number 1. 支えてる. 支える is to like to prop up or support or to to prop up or to support something. So holding up. We're the ones holding up. No wa. Last lesson we talked a bit about double participles. This is another one. So the no makes this 支えてる no the gerund form. And wa is just like a regular wa. It makes it the subject, right? 日本の医療を支えてるのは僕たち. It's us. 僕, I, たち, us. なんだぞ. Nandazo is just slang. This is like spoken Japanese again. Nandazo in itself doesn't really mean anything. It's just the type of emphasis that he's giving at the end of the sentence. Like, right, man? Come on, man. He's like saying, come on, right, man? 日本の医療を支えてるのは僕たちなんだぞ. It's like, come on, man. It's us. It's us that are supporting, that are holding up Japanese medicine. And this Nandazo is like, come on, man, right? And then 10. Okay, so just reading through this was your homework, so. はあ、手術の後でうまそうに飯を食ってる自分が嫌だ。なあ、斉藤。俺はこのままでは人の心を失ってしまう。なくしてしまう。Sorry。何言ってんだよ。日本の医療を支えてるのは僕たちなんだぞ。Alright, moving on. Okay, we're going back into narrator mode. So, here we go. 1日平均労働時間16時間。1日平均労働時間16時間。One day's 平均 average 労働 labor or work 時間 hours time 16時間 16 hours. So in one day, the average working time each day is 16 hours. Gekkyū なんと38,000円。Gekkyū. Getsu is like a month. Q is like your payment. So like your monthly pay. Nanto is Nanto is like I don't know what the direct translation would be, but it's like drumroll please, Gekkyū, and the monthly payment is, believe it or not, 38,000 yen. 38,000 yen. Here, we'll write that number out. 38,000. This is about, I guess it would be like about $350. So he's getting paid about $350 a day for 16 hours of work. That is awful. This is day, 日給ではなく、月給である。So, yeah, 日給ではなく. And that's not a daily salary. That's not one day's earning. 月給である. That's a monthly earning. And if you remember である, we talked about this earlier as well. It's kind of a more formal です. And can also carry a nuance of meaning like something is of that state, or it is that condition. In this case, just kind of a same as des. うちの病院の待遇が特別に悪いわけではない. Okay, let's just break down that one part. So, うち uchi. This is another popular way of saying, it's kind of like I or my. It's just referring to like uchi and soto, like something belonging on the inside. I mean, it literally means like inside, but it means like my or I, or people, like a lot of girls actually use the term uchi to refer to themselves or something of their own. It can be like, it's pretty common to hear like girls refer to themselves as uchi. But also in this case, uchi just means like my, or like in this case, hospital. Uchi no byoin, like my hospital that I'm with, my team, my hospital. Like their wages are tokubetsu ni warui wake de wa nai. This is a really, really, really important and common grammar. Nan toka wake de wa nai. So this wake de wa nai this would basically mean this sort of like tokubetsu ni warui wake de wa nai. Means like it's not especially like bad. Like this is actually pretty common is what he's trying to say. So he's saying, like this these type of wages, like the wages or the system at my hospital is not like especially bad. I'm not actually even saying the wake, like what I'm saying, I'm not even saying this to say that my hospital is particularly bad, is what he's saying. Tokubetsu ni warui wake de wa nai. That's not what I'm trying to say. Nan toka wake de wa nai. That's not what I'm trying to say. That's not what I mean. Kokuritsu de wa mou tsukoshi takai rashii ga, shidai byoin no kenshui no gekkyū wa 10万円以下のところが約7割を占める。国立 is like a national. では this is another double participle. で meaning like at, and wa making it the subject. So 国立では like at one of the national hospitals. もう少し just a little bit more. It's a little bit more. もう少し高い it's a little bit higher. らしい or so I hear. が but 次第 is actually a shortened form of 私立 daigaku. So usually, like we have kokuritsu. Here, for example, kokuritsu, this means like national. Shiritsu, if you notice this shi is the same kanji as watashi, it means private. So a shiritsu, a private, dai, which is short for daigaku, university, byoin, so a private university hospital no kenshui, doctor in training, no gekkyū, monthly salary, wa 10万円 10万円 is about $1,000. 以下 under $1,000 のところが約 about 約 is like about when you use it in front of numbers, like 約 about something with a number. 7割 7割 or this kanji here, wari, is really important. It's how, I guess in like pure Japanese you would talk about percentages. So 7割 means 70%, or like 7/10 basic. I mean it's like 70%. So 約7割を占める. So in this case, breaking this whole thing down, at like a national hospital, it's a little bit higher. The pay is a little bit higher, or so I hear. But let's see, private hospitals, at private like university hospitals, like the salary for a doctor in training is like places that pay under $1,000 a month they account for about 70%. Okay, その給料で寮も食事もないんだから生活できるわけない。So, その給料 with that, 給料 is like your salary. Yes, 給料 means salary. So, その給料 with that salary. で like on that salary, with just that salary, you just get that salary, and ryo, which is a dorm, mo, as well. So, shokuji mo, and basically room and board. So the ryo is like a dorm, shokuji is like food. So room and board, nai. There's no room, no board. Nai is the shortened form of arimasen. Nai. Nain. In this case, this n is a spoken form. This just comes from no. Like when you speak Japanese, usually no often becomes n. So, nai no dakara, nain dakara. But I guess in written form, you can still write n. ないんだからないのだからないんだから、まあいいや。寮も食事もないんだからだからそう生活 like、just living life 生活 like living your day-to-day life できるわけないできるわけない。We're back to the same. If you remember back here, we had tokubetsu ni warui wake de wa nai. And then here again, we have seikatsu dekiru wake nai. This nan toka wake ga nai toka wake de wa nai toka wake nai is, it's, you'll see it a lot, you'll hear it a lot. So it just means like, seikatsu dekiru wake nai. In this case, this wake means like there's no way. I mean, there's just no way that you can live your life on that pay, especially since it doesn't even include room and board, is what this essentially says. So, 生活できるわけない. Like, there's just no way you can live your life. 特別に over here, where it says like, 特別に悪いわけではない. It doesn't mean that, or it's not really that it's like especially bad. I'm not trying to say that it's especially bad, is what that wake means. Like, I don't really mean it, or I'm not trying to say that it's especially bad. Or that's not what I'm intending to say. This wake over here, 生活できるわけがない. There's just no way, is what it means. Sorry, and then this is important. で And this de means, and that's why de. Alright, so now we're here, there's a conversation between people now. So we're not in narrator mode anymore, this is a conversation. それでは、Saito-kun. So someone's talking to Saito-kun. Kun is, I mean, the same way that I'm sure everyone knows, like, san, like Suzuki-san, or Otani-san, something like san is like Mr. Kun is like a way that you would address usually a boy, I guess like a boy who's younger than you, or your junior, or like a young man, like very young man. You wouldn't say kun to someone above you, or you wouldn't say it to an older man, or even a middle-aged man. At this point in my life, I'm not super happy with people calling me kun, but like, you know, if it's like an older guy calling me nantoka kun, that's okay. I'm okay with that. Okay, so, それでは. He's like, okay, and with that, okay, and next, Saito-kun. 本日は君に党員の当直のアルバイトをお願いする。Okay, and so, Saito-kun. Little Mr. Saito. 本日は Honjitsu is a formal way of saying 今日 today. 本日本日は今日は It's a formal way. 本日は君 you 君にthis ni and this over here お願いする If you ever want to ask somebody to do something, you always にお願いする So 君にお願いする I'm going to ask you to do something. What are we asking him to do? 今日は君に登院 To means like this. You'll see this kanji at the beginning of a lot of words. I'll add some words into the vocabulary before, but like toin would be like this hospital. Tochoku. If you remember from lesson 1, this is like the double 24-hour overnighter shift, kind of like a shift where you're always on call, just ready to go, ready for the phone to ring at any moment. If you're in like security or working at a hospital or something, you'll use this. Otherwise, it's not super common. Tochoku no arubaito. Arubaito is like a part-time gig. It's not a full-time job. It's just a part-time job. Arubaito. Gairaigo. I honestly forgot what language that comes from, so I'm going to have to look that up. Tochoku no arubaito o onegai suru. So, today I'm asking you to do the overnight shift part-time work at this hospital. Cool. We'll go just a little bit more. Saito Eijiro, 25歳。A6 大学医学部卒。この病院の当直は初めてと。A 大卒か。エリートってやつだな。So he's basically just reading, this older doctor is basically just reading Saito-kun's resume. So let's kind of break this down really fast. This is his full name, Saito Eijiro, 25歳, 25 years old. 英6大学医学部卒. Sotsu is just short for sotsugyo, to graduate. Someone who, so on your resume you might write what university you graduated from by just writing the name of the university and sotsu. 英6大学医学部卒. So he graduated from School of Medicine at 英6大学. この病院の当直は初めてと. So the overnighter shift at this hospital is the first time. To. We talked about to a little bit in the last lesson where we said like to you, and to indicates that whatever was written before that is basically like writing it in quotations, like he said or he said. So saying this to means that that's what's written down on the paper. Hajimete to. He says, I see that's what this paper says. It says that this is your first time. To. Eidai sotsu ka. Graduate of Eidai. Of Eiroku Daigaku. So again, Eidai is just a Eidai sotsu. Right here is a shortened form. Eidai sotsu is a shortened form of Eiroku Daigaku Sotsugyo. Oops. Elite. Elite is English, Japanglish. Elite. Elite te yatsu da na. Elite te, this is a spoken form of Japanese. This is really important. This chisai tsu, chisai tsu, and te is the same exact thing as to. It's just the spoken form of to. So, yeah, it basically means it's exactly the same thing. It's just a spoken form. Erito te yatsu da na. Yatsu is like it's informal Japanese. It's not like formal Japanese at all. It's informal, very casual. Yatsu can mean like guy. Like, erito te yatsu da na. You're one of those like elite guys, huh? Is what he's saying. Saying, you're from Eiroku University. One of those elite guys, huh? He doesn't look very impressed. And Saito says, Hai. Eidai no na ni hajinu yo gambarimasu. So he's being like super formal and stoic and using kind of like old-fashioned Japanese to just sound very, very proper and smart. And yeah, this sounds like something that like a line you'd hear, I don't know, maybe like in a samurai say or something. So he's basically saying like, yes, and I'm not going to bring shame, or I'm going to gambarimasu, I'm going to try my best, I'm going to do my very best not to bring shame. Haji is like shame, and haji no yo, this is old Japanese. Haji no is old, is very old Japanese, but and then yo, like yo ni, like in order not to, or to do something. So he's going to try his best not to bring shame to the name of Eiroku Daigaku. So Eidai no na ni haji no yo gambarimasu. And again, this older doctor doesn't look super impressed. Okay, that's it for today. Again, as always, check the word lists and grammar points that I will attach in the description below. If you have any questions or comments, please leave it in the comments and I'll try to get back with you. And remember to keep on practicing. Go back to the beginning and just practice reading up until this point. Make sure that you remember all of the new grammar and the new vocab. Homework for next time will be this next page. This whole conversation that's happening here, starting from here, down to, well, you can do this whole segment, maybe this page, down to here. So this whole page right here. Okay, good luck, and I will see you guys next time.